Okay, this is hands-on exercise number 4 of chapter 4. We're going to talk about table aggregation, creating structured references and formulas, adding a total row to a table, and converting a table back to a normal worksheet, which we call a range. So we're going to convert tables back to ranges. We have 3 worksheets that we can work with. We're going to click on the March Totals worksheet, which is the second of the 2. We're going to go ahead and make J6 the active cell, and this is the idea of creating structured references in the tables. It's like writing formulas but using the structure of the table. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and insert a function. This is going to talk about our down payment, and we're only going to make a down payment if we have financed the particular transaction. If we've paid in full, then we don't have to, or our down payment is going to be the total amount. If we financed, our down payment has to be 25%, which is our down payment requirement. So anytime we see finance, it's going to be 25% of the amount. And anytime we see paid in full, it's going to be 100% of the amount. And that's why we need this if statement. So go ahead and put our cursor in J6, and we are going to insert a function. Now, we learned about the if function in chapter 2, but this will be a good refresher for us. Again, we have the logical test, the value if true, and the value if false. So what we're going to say is, if the payment type, and now I can click on the title that's in J5. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Click on, sorry, let me start over again. Click on G5. Click on G5. If payment type equals, and now I'm going to write an equal sign, and because I'm using text, I have to put it in quotes, paid in full, and end the quote. Okay, so if the payment type equals paid in full, the value that we're going to put in that box is the full amount. So I'm going to put my cursor in I6. Okay? If it's false, then the amount is 25% of the full amount. So I clicked on amount again. I click the multiplication sign, the star above the 8. And I'm going to put cell D3, and I have to make that an absolute, so I hit F4. Okay, so let's read this formula again. I put my cursor in G5 to get payment type, and then I typed in equals paid in full in quotes. I clicked on I6 for amount. Okay, let me start back again. The first cell I clicked in was G6, the second cell I clicked in was I6, and the third cell I clicked in was I6, and I multiplied that by the down payment requirement. And I hit OK. Now watch what happens when I hit OK to the down payment field. It populates all of the down payments at one time. Even though we just did it for row 6, we didn't use autofill, it just populated the entire table. Now let's look at what it did. For anything that said finance, it's 25% of the full amount, and anything that says paid in full, it's the entire amount. So if we look at, for example, row 21, it's paid in full. Our amount of transaction was 640. The amount of the down payment was the full 640. So we've written a quick if statement just to illustrate that you can click on these table structures and it will apply it to the entire formula and then fill in the entire table. Okay, let's do ode. Ode is really easy, so put our cursor in K6, and it's simply the down payment subtracted by the amount. Okay, so I'll put my cursor in ode, I'll hit the equal sign, the amount minus the down payment. Okay, and watch what happens when I hit enter. It populates the entire column, and anytime I have a 0 where I've paid in full, the amount owed will be 0, and that's represented just by this dashed line. Those are really zeros. Okay, so we've done a couple of formulas within a table. Okay, the next step in this hands-on exercise is to create a totals row. All we have to do is put our cursor anywhere within the table and go to the Table Tools Design area, and notice that one of the things that we can do in this table style options is click on Total Row. So let's check that box. What it has done is that it has produced a total in row 110, and this particular one is the total for the amount owed. Now the beauty of this is, though it looks like it's a sum, when we click on that particular value, in this case in the owed column, K110, notice that we can do a sum, a min, a max, a count, an average, anything that we would want to do statistically. So I can keep that particular one as a sum. And how about down payment? I can do the same thing, and I'll do a sum there as well. So we've added up all the down payments, we've added up all of the amounts. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and hit save. And it says the final thing that we want to do is filter by Gallagher one more time. Let's just look at these amounts. It's 190,000 and 278,000. Let's filter by Gallagher. And notice when we filtered only by Gallagher records, the amounts have changed to represent only the Gallagher amounts. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit save. And now what we're going to do is convert this to a range. We're going to go to the March range sheet. This is our third sheet along the bottom. We are in a table format. The way we know we're in a table format is not because it's in blue. It's because, oh, let me see, what did we do here? We just do one thing, sum this one as well. Okay. Alright, it's not because the table is in blue, it's because it has excuse me, those drop downs along the top where we can filter and do all that. Now let's say we want to move from the table back to a normal spreadsheet. It's very easy to do. We'll hit Table Tools and Design, and we'll click on Convert to Range. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, we do. And now it's back into a range. We can do everything that we would normally do. These are not any different than a normal spreadsheet would be. It's just, it looks blue. It may fool you into thinking it's a table, but it is not a table anymore. We don't have the ability to sort and filter along the top, and everything about this is the same. Okay, let's save this, and we're done with hands-on exercise number 4.